Well, Despina Karatzias here. Come over so I can show. This was her 10 months ago at our event with all her program. And we're actually unpacking a program about an adventure tour expert because she's from the tourism industry and she's been working within global ballooning for the last. Do you want to tell them a little bit about your background?
Sure. So it has been tourism that's been predominantly my career to date for the last 15 or so years. But for the last decade, I've managed and grown with the hot air ballooning operation here in Victoria. So when I did the very thing that you just witnessed, it wasn't so much. We unpacked really that is my niche, where I started my training and coaching business, Institute of Excellence. It was all a little bit pie in the sky. It was kind of being everything to everyone. We kind of honed in, well, this is what you're passionate about, and this is what you can grow and develop a system for. And that's what had happened.
And here's a little, I'll play about a 10-second video of there she is. That's the first time we met.
She has recently had a love, but she's got actually 3 children. That's excellent. And basically,
That's it. That's all I wanted to show you. But it did happen. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Des. So for joining us. So we've got a bit of an interview style kind of thing happening today. So how long have you had your business?
So I've had my business, really, it's been since that evening, yeah. That's what really kicked off the real deal, like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously, and this is my business, and this is what I'm going to grow. Prior to that, it was a hobby. Really, I'm very comfortable with my day job, and that was just the Institute of Excellence gave me a way to go out and do some community workshops with women, and do some various things, but that was a defining kind of moment that there's something I can build here and add value to my industry.
So you looked at your niche and your experience, as you said, in the past 10 years, and you had a problem that you could now solve for other tourism industries, rather than going out there and being bluffing, as we like to call.
Yeah.
So what was your business before the unpack session?
So before it was Women's Institute of Excellence, so it was very gender specific, but in terms of like what problem I was solving, I just wanted to get out there and help women be the best they can be, and with the, I think one of you has mentioned, sorry I forgot your name, just kind of the juggle of, the family and the work and the...
You're even struggling explaining it right now.
Well, this is it. This was the thing. It's something that I wanted to do, but it wasn't defined. But something, when after our chat, it was really giving credit to what I'd done in the past. That established the gap of where there was a need and where I could come in, stepping for businesses, really.
So what has now happened in the last 6 months, for example, for you?
So in the last 6 months for me, it's really, I've been developing a training program. I've developed a series of videos and blogs and a couple of websites. I joined Nat and Stu on their first author weekend in October. And when we talked about credibility earlier, I mean, this is just, it's been a really massive. I'm still trying to get my head around what's happened in the last 2 weeks.
So you've had international orders as well, haven't you?
Yeah. So there was, it's just been an incredible response to the book from the tourism industry and businesses in particular. And now starting to get the feedback from people that have read the book and seen value, sharing it with their staff. The cred level has really gone up. Whereas prior to that, I remember speaking to someone at our local council trying to get a speaking gig in there, and they're like, oh, you'll find that the people in the room know more than you. I just had no idea what I was even offering. But now, I mean, it's something that a lot of opportunities are opening up every day, really, since it's come out.
Love it, love it. And what were your key learnings from having, I guess, a mentor on this journey?
So key learnings really was the investment in having a mentor, in investing in kind of joining a program. I really don't see that I would have produced a book or the content that I have over the last 10 months. It's just something, the key learnings really what a lot of us in coaching or training is getting someone for yourself to assist you with that, keep you accountable and on time to produce the work. Otherwise life gets in the way and it's very easy to let that slide. So I mean, just having something tangible within, and like you said, there was a kind of a newborn in the mix as well. So this was the mentorship was the key lesson, and that support and the camaraderie of doing it with a group of people. It's been fun as well. It's been a lot of fun.
You guys are reuniting now.
It's been really lovely. Definitely. And also just that acceleration. It's really been in the fast lane, and also getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. All of it has been uncomfortable. The whole process from doing video selfies and trying to kind of create your own video to putting a blog and putting it out there to even the Facebook. I mean, that is like the Facebook kind of, it's all on, even just taking tips like that, even that has been a journey, just really being, putting yourself out there that there's nothing to hide here. My work and my life is all kind of, I am who I am.
I find a lot of people have this fear of standing out, and if some of you decide to do a book, please start being comfortable with standing out, because people are going to notice and they are going to comment, and sometimes you will get that backlash or back feedback through the grapevine, and it's about knowing to make the voice inside your head louder than the voices on the outside. Yeah? Awesome. So why did you write the book then?
So why did I write it? I guess it was something that, coming to 10 years with Global Ballooning, which is this business that I've really had a lot of significant input in the growth over the last decade. So it was really a celebration of, well, there's been a hell of a lot, 10 years ago, my marketing spend was 50K on a half-page Yellow Pages ad. And just over the last decade, so much has changed so quickly. And I thought, well, this is actually, I do have something to share that my other small big tour operators will find value in. And also I guess it's with every industry, particularly with tourism and events and hospitality. Sometimes you go to these conferences and it's very largely targeted to the big boys, the large hotels. But I really saw the last tourism conference that I went to, I really saw the gap that didn't speak to the smaller operator. And this has been the start of that.
Foot in the door as well.
That foot in the door, this was to say, hey, this is my way forward.
So what did you do when the book was ready? What was the first thing?
So the first thing I did when the book was ready, and I undernarred and deliberated, should I do a launch, shouldn't I? And that was, and I organised an industry launch. So really I went out there and got sponsors. I went to the Tourism Industry Council, and they really supported with marketing. The CEO emceed for the event. I had sponsorship with wine. I mean, when we talk about credibility and collaboration with like joint ventures with other partners, and it was just incredible that, spot on what you had said, how well you know someone. It was a phone call. I didn't even have to say how many people I expected. It was just I think it's fantastic what you're doing. Yes, how many bottles do you want me to deliver? And that's something that it was very humbling, and it was also it was made it a really successful evening. That it has been not even 2 weeks since I physically had it, and I had 5 books left. Like I had to.
We don't have enough for tomorrow night.
I had to order another 100. Like that's so
And I went to that launch and it was outstanding. It was 150 people there. It was at the Hellenic Museum because there's this Greek.
Yeah.
And they kind of put it on for her. It was so well done. It was so pushy as well. You know, and me and the publisher were there. It was really lovely, you know, to celebrate that.
That was, and I mean, that's it. And stew and everything. It was, I definitely, I wouldn't have that.
Well done, well done.
The weekend.
So, how will you best describe your business now, and tell us what would you like to share to anyone that's in employment and looking to do, you know, their own business, or maybe transitioning?
So with the transition, I guess in my experience over the last year is that I really did my head in over this crossroad that I'm at. Do I leave my full-time job? Do I stay? But then I've just found this happy medium of just being really open and transparent about where I'm at, and finding that the two worlds can really continue to intertwine together. It doesn't have to be, as long as everyone is cool and everyone knows what we're doing, particularly with Global. I mean, it's been such a lovely continuous journey with Global to take this. So it's kind of like you don't have to quit your day job, so to speak. If
you're taking on board as a client. Right?
Well, that's right, and that's the next step. That now it's really at that point where now exactly take on my full-time employment as really my first client moving forward.
And just tell us where you will be in the next 5 years with your tourism excellence.
So in the next 5 years, definitely training and teaching. I'd love to kind of make tourism and the hospitality industry thrive even more so than what they are, and have a big place in that, particularly with as a career path for the younger folks choosing tourism, because it's been such I love it, and I think just be a real ambassador for I think that we're all in tourism in a way. Any service industry out there that serves that wants Melbourne to be on the world map, just to really get that message out there that it's all our business.
Well, you're an amazing teacher, so yeah, you could be an amazing trainer. Good on you, and congratulations. With 3 kids under 5, she came away with your baby was 4
So that he would have been about 8 months, I think.
Yeah.
At the time. He was 4 months when we did this.
Yes.
He was just
So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks,
and we can't wait for tomorrow night. You're
Yeah.
going to have to take orders.
Yeah.
Don't sell every last copy, put it in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, Despina. Yeah, did you have a couple of questions from the audience?
I just love the book cover and in particular the photograph. Can you just tell us briefly how that image was made?
So that Andrew Chapman, who's our photographer, he's been a ballooning photographer for years. He's amazing. He actually produces his own books. He's into woolsheds and working dogs. He's out that. So when I told him that, he said this was the second balloon flight that we went on over Melbourne. The first one, it was I didn't have the clothes right. It was a bit dishevelled. It was 4 or 5 in the morning. It didn't come out right. So then, for the second one, we just kept it really plain and simple, a bit adventurous, and it just came out of love to be in a balloon basket and having, City of Melbourne right in the background. And it was just, and that's actually just the afterglow of the flame above. So there was, and that was fun too, making it into a competition of the book cover, because there were some great shots, and then putting it out.
We picked it on Facebook, didn't we?
And then help me pick.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions for this before?
Just a general question.
Yes.
But, what about ebooks, Kindle?
Yes, so what I've encouraged each of the authors, the October authors in their package didn't get an e-book version of their books. We have now included that because we have increased the price point, and now we've included a photo shoot and everything. But certainly every author, I'm encouraging them to buy the e-book version, because you have to have a separate number for it and have it completely converted. It costs about $300 to do that. I just received my ultimate 48-hour author one just yesterday. But the future authors in the weekend, they get that as part of and we do, so a letters book, all of these, that, and that they were all taken at the author weekend by the publisher's husband is a professional photographer. She comes out at the weekend, and then hubby sets up a whole studio, and we do this. And this is Stuart here. That'll let us actually the stepping onto. So yeah, so we do all of that. Yeah, and Des obviously had a different idea because hers was obviously with the balloon. That was our idea from the very beginning.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we come up that sort of brainstorm all those things up together.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Any more questions for Des?
Thanks for coming.
I know we're going over a little bit of more time, but you guys enjoying the information? Great, and now we're going to finish up on some of the